Hello, one and all. The topic that we are going to see today is streaming video technology. We should have heard about these terms in the latest trending technology, which we see online movies, etc. So obviously, we know streaming is nothing but something which is telecasted online and what the consumers or the users see online. Anything and everything that is watched online and that is not downloaded is called as this streaming. So, speaking of which, the streaming also has a buffering sort of type. One way video transmission like broadcasting TV is called as this streaming video. Streaming video is widely used to watch video clips and movies from the internet on TVs, computers, tablets, and smartphones. So wherever you can sit and watch your movie is called as this streaming. Streaming video is also accomplished locally when users stream a movie from their personal collection over their local network media in order or connected to a TV. This is also considered as a streaming. It's already in the buffer. So it is already in the buffer, and from there you are only watching this video. So watching momentary clips in video is annoying, and only way to compensate for that is over the internet, which does not guarantee perfect service actually. So it is to get some of the video data into the receiving device before it starts playing. So what you do is you do not download. You always start, as soon as you start playing, it also goes to the buffering system. So you need not download, and it does not halt in between also. So it keeps on continuously playing. In streaming video, both the client and the server cooperate for uninterrupted motion. The client side is a few seconds of video in a memory buffer before it starts sending it to the screen and speakers. Throughout the session, it continues to buffer video frames ahead of the time. See buffer. So for the main advantage is sometimes when we download the videos, we require space. So, but here we do not download the videos. So we need not require space. You just watch it online, but it doesn't mean it is live telecasted. It is also stored in some sort of buffer. So there is an uninterrupted connectivity between the user as well as the client as well as the server. So that is the main advantage of this streaming media. So it obviously has a media compression. So because of this media compression, we also have certain extra added features like video conferencing. Conferencing is more demanding because nowadays, because of this COVID, we are not able to take offline classes. So obviously, we depend on this online classes. So while we depend on this online classes, we obviously depend on this internet and these sort of facilities only. So this video calling and video conferencing is obviously a sort of this methodology, streaming methodology. So here what we do is the video calling and conferencing is much more taxing and on the networks and computers than the streaming video. So this video conferencing is obviously more annoying. So for that we use this streaming video. It requires sufficient bandwidth and processing power to handle the video. We obviously need sufficient sort of bandwidth for this coming in and going out in real time without the benefit of buffering. Very noticeable with free services such as Skype and FaceTime. There are days when the connection is flawless, other times when the interruptions are numerous. So obviously we require this sort of streaming technology in order to playback with the other sort of technology. So here we also focus on the practice. Streaming media was only possible with the advances in data compression due to the impractical high bandwidth requirements of the uncompressed media. The raw digital audio encoded with the pulse code PCM requires a bandwidth of 1.4 mbits per second for uncompressed CD audio modulation. And the digital video requires a bandwidth of 168 bits per second for SD video and over 100 mbits for FHD video. So this is the multimedia compression technique that we obviously use for this streaming video technology. The most important compression technique that enable practical streaming media is the discrete consign transfer, DCT, a sort of lossy compression first proposed in 1972. It was actually started in 1972. So, and then we get to the term called entomology, which means streaming was the first used for the tape drives manufactured in data electronics that were meant to ramp up and run for the entire track. Slower ramp times, lower drive costs, streaming are applied in the early 1990s, and a better description for video on demand and later live video on IP networks. It was first done by Starlight Networks for video streaming and Real Networks for audio streaming. So for video and audio, there were two sets of streaming people who actually did it. So for video, it was first done by the Starlight, and for the audio, the Real Networks only first did it. Such video had previously been referred by the misnomer store and forward video. And then moving on to business development. So further on, it was developed by the business people. As the global appetite for online video continues to explode, the content delivery network providers must find a new media streaming solutions in order to provide the video streaming services that is growing online audience demand. User expectations could hardly be more daunting. Audiences want to be able to access the highest quality video on any device in any location without having to wait for it. So waiting for the network is obviously a disadvantage. So in order to overcome this, we use this streaming sort of technology. When we download a file, a video file, a copy of the entire file has to be saved to the device hard drive. This means that the user cannot view the file until it has been downloaded in its entirely. So until and unless you download the file entirely, you will not be able to see the video. Obviously, that's right. Now, so if the modern day user is forced to wait for the content, he or she may go elsewhere, resulting in lost conversions. While streaming, the file loads a little at the time, providing a real-time viewing experience and satisfying the customers. Many of the view content while we are on the go and our mobile devices, so we no longer have time to wait for the buffering. So obviously we know that during the downloading time, it takes a whole lot of time. It may take a few minutes or it even may take an hour. It doesn't matter. So till that a few minutes or till that hour, we will not keep on waiting. But here, whereas in streaming, you will need not wait for the download. You can just start playing the video and the video will obviously start buffering. So how much ever is downloaded, you can start viewing that. So when you start viewing one part, the other part automatically gets keeping on buffering into